Hello and welcome to my fall 2022 Peacemaker Two Gun match video. I am mauserdude. I started off on stage 5, which you'll see the description here, and it's essentially clearing a bunch of pistol targets close up and then transitioning to rifle at distance. And here you see a diagram of the 4 targets you're going to shoot with the rifle. And target 4 is out at 460 yards, and it's their unicorn target. You can see the picture of the unicorn target there.
Do you understand the course of fire? I do. Shooter, are you ready? Ready.
And here you see the start of the stage. You have a series of pistol targets to the left of the barricade. And all the paper targets, almost all the paper targets at the match get two hits each. And you'll see me put an extra one at the far target there. And here you drop the mag and clear it and move over to the VTAC barricade. The VTAC barricade, the first series of targets is a kind of double popper at 95 yards, and it was kind of tricky. It stumped a lot of people. And there was enough grass in the way that you couldn't go prone. I was considering going prone, but that wasn't necessary for this. And the target off to the right, you kind of had to shift around a little bit too. There's a little bit of grass in the way for that too. And then you transition out to the far target out at 460 yards, and the spotter spotted and saw that I actually hit one of the hoofs sticking out on the unicorn target, so that was pretty lucky for me. On this stage, I came in 47th out of 120 some shooters, 130 shooters, something like that. And I was only down 1 point on the pistol targets, so I did pretty well on that one. It was one of my better stages for the day. The second best for me for the day. Then it was off to stage 6, which was the other long-range stage. And you'll see a diagram of this series of targets too. And here you see ABC, and here you had shoot boxes. You start shooting pistol targets, and all the static steel at the match gets two hits each. Move to the second box, knock down all the steel, then move to the blue barrel. Each of the targets on the stage get rifle hits, and move to the tank trap and repeat it. So you see, you did pretty well in the pistol there, and got a little overconfident and had to slow down just a hair on these targets, but overall did pretty well. And here the targets were pretty far out again. It went from the first one was at 160, second one's at 148, and the one labeled C was at 423 yards. So it's kind of tricky. And I ended up getting, I think it was a full-size IPSC at 423. So I ended up hitting that one relatively quick. And my backup for this stage was to go prone if I had a lot of trouble at the barricade, but at the tank trap, I mean, and ended up just shooting normal here and did pretty well. The far target got a lot of people on this stage. It was pretty rough. I use a Burris MTAC, and I was holding a little high on the 4th dot, the 400-yard dot for this target, and it did pretty well. And you'll see, well, you'll hear the hit call in a second. You can't see anything in the video for sure. I was really happy with that. That was my best stage of the day, and I came in 40th. It was off stage 1, which is their woods walk kind of stage. You start off with pistol, and clean a bunch of pistol targets, some static steel, 2 rounds each. I did okay with this. I think I kept it into one magazine, so I didn't have to do a magazine change. And you run up, and there's a bunch of knockdowns here. Knock these down. And dump your pistol, charge your rifle, and all these paper targets as you're sweeping down. Get 2 rounds each. And you have to be careful about not breaking a 180 because it kind of moves along with you as you go along. This stage I felt like I did it pretty fast, but it was a hair slow. You'll see the results in a second. And the requirement for the last set of rifle targets, you can't see it at all in the video, and I didn't get a good picture. There's 3 targets down this little path, and at least one of them has to be hit while shooting offhand. So I chose to just stand and engage a close one, and got it on the second or third shot, and I did it with my magnification set to 1, which was mind-boggling. I think the Appleseed and rifle practice has really paid off with that. So the second and third target down the path were a little harder to see because there were shadows and trees in the way. So overall, I felt like I did really well, but I came in 52nd. Then it was off to stage 2, which was our squad's first stage in the pit area of the match. And this one was pretty cool. You kind of picked your own way to do it. You had to start somewhere in the box and engage all the targets, all the paper targets. Engage his rifle 2 rounds each. And I thought I was gaming it a little bit because I found 2 spots where you could engage all the rifle targets without having to move too much. So I clear the rifle, then there's 2 sets of pistol targets, one back at the top of the stage, and here you do the knockdowns, and then you run up to the back of the bay and engage all the steel here. And static steel all gets 2 knockdowns, you just have to knock down. So here, I think this is one of the stages where my grip started falling apart because you're shooting a lot of pistol. This is a lot of pistol shooting for me on one stage. That was a 21 round mag, and transition to the next one. And I think you can tell my strong hand grip is falling apart a little bit, and you'll see in a second. Yeah. So that stage, I came in 64th. It was the second worst of the day. Then it was off to stage 3, which was another bay stage. And this one was kind of tricky. This one also caused trouble for a lot of people because you had to start off shooting a plate rack with your rifle about 75 yards offhand. And then a paper target to the right, another paper target behind the blue barrel. It's kind of hard to see in that picture, but that was headshots only. And then you had to move up and clear some pistol targets. You'll see that in a second. So I felt like I did okay on the kind of rifle part of this. I kept my scope at 4x magnification for this. And overall for the match, I would say I probably spent too long shooting the paper targets with the rifle. I didn't realize the penalty for not getting A hits was not very severe, so probably should have gone a little faster. Then you run up, you had to get past the wall before you draw your pistol. Draw the pistol and you knock down these plates. And there's one more kind of hidden behind the barrel, then run up. And here there's a set of plates, I think 5 plates, that were partially obscured, so you kind of move once. And then a Texas Star, and I think once again, this much shooting, my grip fundamentals kind of went out the window. I had a lot of trouble with the Texas Star toward the end here. More trouble than I should have. So on this stage, I came in 49th, which was a little better. Then it was off to the last stage of the day, stage 4. My GoPro died on the last stage, so thanks to Rob for grabbing a third-person video for me. This was my worst stage of the day. I don't know if it was the end of the day or I didn't realize it was like a total speed stage. I should have just blasted away. You had to engage a set of steel plates. Oh no, there was a little mini swinger and you had to engage the swinger while it was swinging. That was one of the stipulations. And I had a little bit of trouble getting those plates down. And then you had to hit all these static plates twice. And I had the first jam with my CZ75 I've had in years. That was a failure to extract. So don't know if it was haven't cleaned it, need a new recoil spring or what. So I ended up going to my second mag there, and there's a set of plates, set of knockdown targets back there I had to take care of. And here's, I think, where you'll see that I should have gone a lot faster. There's a series of paper targets in the back of the bay, and each one of them gets 2. And the last target on the left was the only target all day that was a no-shoot. So, yeah, I just spent it way too long. I should have gone a lot faster. This was the worst stage of the day. I came in 72nd on that stage. And here you can see the stage by stage scores and stuff. Overall, not too many penalties. A couple Charlies on the paper targets is all. Raw times were okay. Just I did pretty well for me considering the amount of practice and all the other things that were going on. So, and I came in 56th out of 140 or 150, something like that, shooters. It was so did pretty well. And thanks to Squad 5, it was an awesome day. Had a great group of guys, a lot of fun. Everybody helped out. The ROs were great and ran smooth as silk. And thanks to Peacemaker for hosting the match and the match director for putting it on. It was a lot of fun. And as always, thanks to Merrily Gus and Sprinkles. And there's a picture of the assault minivan that was jam-packed with 4 guys' stuff and 4 guys driving 3 hours each way. Made everything easy. I'll see you next time. Bye.